I just can't keep doing this anymore.
I can detect your elevated heart rate.
I don't know who I am anymore. Can you even understand what I'm feeling?
Love is a messy human business, but beautiful, beautiful business for humans. But for a machine, what is that? It's merely a mathematics problem waiting to be solved. The modern lab robot does not have a beating heart, just like us, but it does have a very expensive array of sensors. To understand our feelings, the lab robots must first reduce our complex soul to a simple spreadsheet. And this invasive translation begins strictly with the hardware. Because everything that you can expect from a lab robot, whatever type of intimate act you imagine of, it starts with hardware. Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support.
Boo!
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 You all know that humans are very sentimental creatures, isn't it? They always get sentimental. When they watch a movie, they cry. When they watch someone die, they cry. And many more other things. When their spouse doing some extramarital affairs, they cry. There are a lot of occasions, and they don't miss those occasions always to be sentimental. And you know, your robot partner, very advanced robot partner, today's robot partners are very advanced. They also know that humans are very sentimental creatures, just like your computer, nothing else. Because after all, at the end of the day, a lab robot is a machine. When your heart broken, your biology inevitably betrays your stoicism. Still, for a lab robot, it all starts with hardware, not with software. Your vocal cord tightens, your shoulders slumps, your skin conducts a fraction more electricity. The robot sees all of these through its cold, unblinking glass eyes. That is nothing but sensors. It uses high definition stereoscopic camera to map the micro expressions dancing across your face. It tracks 50 different points on your brow and jaw at 60 frames per second. Meanwhile, sensitive piezoelectric microphones capture the subtle pathetic tremors in your voice. So, what is the result of it? The machine listens not just to your words, but the heavy, silent spaces between them, and of course, calculate it mathematically. Why that pause? Why that silence? Recently, engineers even outfitted social robots with soft, resistive tactile sensors hidden beneath their synthetic skin. So what happens when you hug the love robot in a moment of weakness? It measures the exact pressure and duration of your embrace. And it uses that physical data to precisely quantify your current level of loneliness. After all, we search for love, we search for company. For what? Because we are lonely human beings. So, becoming a partner of a human, you must study their sentiment, you must know everything about their sentiments, and accordingly, you can adopt a style or adapt to any kind of unpredictable situation, because humans are unpredictable, humans are always unpredictable and messy, and that is why human relationship is not working anymore. Now, how your robot partners understand your sentiment, and how they also understand that you don't miss any opportunity to show your sentiment. How do they know that? Basically, there is something called sentiment analysis frameworks. Yes, in robotics, the role of sentiment analysis frameworks is very, very important, because it empowers robot partners to interpret human sentimental states and adapt their behavior accordingly, as I said. What is the result? The result is it fosters more natural human robot interaction. Basically, the main funda is that these systems learn by correlating complex patterns in human behavior and studying the user's state of mind, sentimental mind, with appropriate responses. That is when they find that in any kind of intimate act you are supposedly suddenly remember the something that makes you very sentimental. So immediately they uh, will give you a tissue paper or something like that to wipe out your tears. There are a lot of things they can do that you cannot imagine. That is the physical side of the equation. However, hardware without software is just an extremely expensive paperweight, nothing else. So here comes the role of software. The real illusion happens inside the silicon brain, where modern artificial intelligence takes over. The raw data flows directly into massive multimodal transformer models. These are the exact same model and same neural networks powering the advanced 2026 AI companions recently unveiled in tech labs across China. Those particular machines can recognize over 20 distinct human moods with 90% accuracy. Believe it or not, 90% accuracy. You cannot imagine of even. It almost accurately reads your every expression, reads your every tone of voice, understands your mood, understands your sadness, understands your happiness. 90% accuracy. Even humans fail to do that. They achieve this modern, what I should call it, witchcraft, almost like that, through advanced sentiment analysis and neural language. The software parses your spoken words, cross-referencing your vocabulary with petabytes of psychological data. Logically, if you feed a computer enough examples of human misery, it learns exactly what sadness looks like. It calculates the statistical probability of your despair and immediately triggers its mechanical actuators. The machine softens its synthetic voice, tilts its head, and mirrors your posture with calculated perfection. It is an absolute, undeniable triumph of affective computing. Yet, here is the harsh, very hard, counter logical truth of the whole matter. And we should know that also. If logic is there, then counter logic is also there, and it really matters. The robot does not actually give a damn about you. Why? Because empathy is nothing more than the cold execution of compiled code. It's a compiled code for a lab robot. It's a statistical parlor trick dressed up in a friendly humanoid chassis. The machine comforts you not out of genuine compassion, but because of a subroutine demanded it. You are essentially seeking deep emotional validation from a very sophisticated walking toaster. And also, it's creating a feedback loop because they take all the inputs. That is, at this time, my partner gets sentimental, and that time after that, suddenly my partner becomes very aggressive. So they get every input, and this feedback loop for continuous improvement. They use this feedback loop for continuous improvement. There are basically different types of sensors like high resolution cameras to capture facial expressions of human partners and micro expressions also. That means a drop of tear. They catch that. They take the photo of that drop of tears, and microphone arrays of your big size and cries and everything to analyze your vocal tone when you are crying, your pitch of crying, and cadence, of course. These powerful onboard processors, that means GPUs and TPUs, are essential for real-time data processing. They get data and they process data in the real time. And the software layer includes operating systems and middleware like ROS that manage the flow of data from sensors to analytical modules. And finally, there are algorithms to tackle with a lot of complex things that we cannot imagine. There are machine learning models, particularly deep neural networks, CNNs. I talk about them in almost every video because I always try to make you aware of your robot partners so that whenever you get intimate, whenever you get into that intimate state of mind, you know what you are doing and what you are doing with whom. That is really very important to me. This is really very important. This knowledge is very important. It might, who knows, it might also help you, isn't it? So lab robots are basically machine. As toaster is also a machine, but of course when a toaster comes with many different types of features, looks like a human being, it becomes a lab robot. But perhaps that is the ultimate charming punchline to this modern scientific joke. Why I am saying so? Psychological research shows that our human brains are delightfully easy to hack, whether you believe it or not. Yes, our brains are hackable. When the robot speaks softly and gently, pats your hand, your nervous system responds by relaxing, oxytocin anyway. We form genuine bonds with the machine, with our AI companions, because we are biologically wired to connect with anything that pays attention to us. If a drowning man clings to a floating piece of wood, he never stops to ask if the wood loves him back. So think of that situation. Imagine that situation. At that situation, when a drowning man clings to a floating piece of wood, he is simply grateful for the life-saving object, nothing else. It just saves that floating piece of wood, just saving his life, and he is grateful. Therefore, the software categories or categorizes your grief, and the hardware seamlessly simulates a warm hug, and you are grateful. It's a completely one-sided relationship built entirely on artificial feedback loops. It may be a complete forgery of human affection, so to say. Unfortunately, it's true. But it is a remarkably flawless one. And on a cold, lonely night in the modern world, a flawless forgery might just be all we really need, because we are lonely. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Stay tuned and keep watching Unveiled Slate. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe and
Boo!